In 2023, I wrote a post called Find a Way Marketplace is Winding Down. That post still gets a lot of traffic, but a lot of things have changed in the audiobook industry since the takeover of Findaway by Spotify. I thought I'd write about these changes and how to stay on top of them in the future. Small disclaimer, there are a lot of links in this article, so you might want to have the actual blog post on hand. Spotify is changing the game. Spotify made a big splash when they entered the audiobook industry, and publishers like HarperCollins, US, Lagardère, France, and Bloomsbury, UK, have cited Spotify as a key contributor, according to an article released in June of 2025. Listenership is growing. Audiobook listenership has increased, with new listeners emerging. Music and podcast listeners now have the addition of audiobooks on an app that they are already using to consume audio content. Some publishers, who previously distributed only to Audible and iTunes, are now going wide to reach these new listeners. In the meantime, Authors Republic has created their own narrator marketplace, filling the niche for an alternative to ACX, Audible's author-narrator matchmaking service. For indie authors down under, another place to find prospective performers is at narratorlist.com. While it's not one of the big players, authors can browse narrator profiles or post an audition for their project. More changes are happening soon. Spotify is sending the distribution for the non-Spotify retailers to InAudio come August 1st. How much change there will be is hard to say. According to the InAudio website, they are building the InAudio platform with the original Findaway spirit. AI services are popping up everywhere. One big change we can't ignore is the prevalence of AI audiobooks. It seems like every distribution company now has their own robot voice option. Many companies want to capitalize on selling the AI service to indie authors, but the laws regarding copywriting AI materials, as well as each company's policy on distributing AI content, is even harder to keep up with than the audiobook industry as a whole. How to keep up with the changes. I have found Google Alerts to be a great way to stay informed. I signed up for a Google Alert on audiobooks about a year ago and set it up to email me every day with the latest news posts. It takes a bit of sorting through to weed out ads as well as newsletters from small local libraries, but I take the most important 3 or 4 headlines each week and post the links to audiobook news. I also get news straight from the horse's mouths by being on the mailing lists for ACX, Spotify for Authors, and Authors Republic. Many other key players, like audiobook production companies, have great blogs. I'm careful to note the dates of any articles or videos I find on the audiobook industry. The landscape is completely different than it was only a few years ago. Here are a few web pages you might find useful. Audiobook News, bexvoice.com/audiobook-news. Audiobook publisher and production company blogs. Podium Entertainment News, podiumentertainment.com/news/industry-news. John Marshall Media Blog, johnmarshallmedia.com/blog. Lucent Audio Blog, lucentaudio.com/blog. Penguin Random House Audio News, penguinrandomhouseaudio.com/press-center. Twin Flames Studios Blog, twinflamesstudios.com/blog. Here's a useful website on the latest audiobook sales ad consumer data, audiopub.org/surveys. Thanks for listening. Rebecca H. Lee. Visit my narration website at bexvoice.com or follow me on social media.